So this is gonna sound kind of sketchy, kind of hypey, but give me 5 minutes to explain and I guarantee it'll make sense. If you develop this certain skill and you actually implement it into your life, I don't know how you are not gonna solve any of your problems in the future. It might not solve like 100% of it, but I guarantee that at least 80% of any task or anything you want to grow in will be so much more manageable. So let's break it down. As humans, we all face different problems. Some financial, some health, and usually we know what we should do, but we don't do it. So if you're overweight and you want to lose weight, you know that you should exercise, you should stop eating fast food, but you still do it. And if you're financially strapped, you know that you should probably stop spending $5 at Starbucks or at Koi drinking bubble tea. So clearly knowing the issue is not the problem. It's following through that we have trouble with. For example, we know that if you see a great video on YouTube like this one, you should smash the like button, but you don't. So anyway, I'm just gonna be covering how you can systematically walk through each of your problems, break it down into smaller, more manageable steps so that your big goal of, let's say, losing weight can become something that like has 5 different steps or even 15 different steps. So feel free to skip ahead if you just want to know the answer, but I guarantee that if you don't have any context to this, it's not really gonna make any sense and you're probably gonna learn a lot more if you just listen to the next 5 minutes. So some time ago, I got involved with a friend who's a life coach and he told me, hey, do you want to do this life coach thing? There's a free session I can give you. If you don't like it, that's fine. I just want to practice, and if you do like it, you know what, you can hire me. I was like, okay, sure, I'm just gonna try a free session. So initially, of course, I was kind of skeptical. I'm like, I don't really have a lot of problems. I'm quite self-sufficient. And I was a bit like, it sounded a bit sketchy lah. Because I think of people that go for counseling or coaching is like, oh, you must have depression or you must have some kind of serious problem. But I was like, okay, you know what, it's free. What do I have to lose? Let me try something new. Let me go for a new experience. So that's what I did. And let me tell you, at the end of the first session, I realized that I had problems. Within the first 20 minutes of him just talking to me and going through certain things, he was able to pick up on subconscious issues that I had, but I was not really aware of. And he started digging at it, and it was so scary how every time he dug deeper by asking me a question, it felt like someone was in my head. At the end of the session, I had a lot of clarity. He gave me some steps I could do, and it worked. After that, I met him every 2 weeks for about 3 to 6 months, and I feel like it's really changed my life in terms of how I handle problems and how I go through different issues. He would basically guide me through certain areas that I could work on in this moment so that in the future my path would be more smooth, or I could completely avoid the rocky path altogether and just go for a better route. So in my own words, a coach basically just pinpoints issues that you need to work on rather than kind of forcing you or telling you what to do. They guide you through certain issues and get to draw out your own solutions to the problems. And since it's your own solution, you're more likely to follow through because you know that you set it, you know your own standards, and you know that you can do it. So yeah, it's not really a wise old sage telling you, hey, you should do this. So just to clarify that, I feel like it saved me like 6 to 8 months of my time going through a certain problem, and I could just kind of fix it on the spot, or at least over the next 2 weeks, and I wouldn't have to deal with it in the future. Or if I did, at least I would know what's a healthy way to handle it. So going back to the intro, a coach really helped me figure out what was affecting me at the moment and help me formulate what I could do. And if you think about it, actually that's what all coaches do. What does a fitness coach do? He looks at your strengths, your weaknesses, and he gives you exercise and a program based on what you need to do more of and what you need to do less of. So if losing weight is your goal, do X, Y, and Z. If gaining muscle is your goal, do A, B, C. And if it was a rock climbing coach, he will look at your strengths, your weaknesses again. Are you good at dynamic moves? Are you good at balanced routes? Are you good at even memorizing the route? And then he'll give you problems to increase your strength in that area or help you work on a certain weakness. Maybe mobility is a struggle, so he will ask you to do more strength exercises. So a life coach is exactly the same thing, except it just deals with your life. And if you think about it, who wouldn't want a coach that helps you improve your life? Anyway, the concept that I'm trying to share here is not something that you need someone else to help you with. It's actually something you can do by yourself, which I feel like is very important. The coaching relationship I had was based on me knowing what I need to do, but it's just having someone else to dig it out. And that's for majority of you guys. You guys have the answer within you. You just need someone to prompt questions and ask you what you need to do. And you're not always going to have friends or family nearby, so it's very important that you can analyze it yourself so that you have more self-awareness and you have more self-control. So if you're ready for that, let me jump into the system. The first step is to actually smash the like button. Nah, I'm just kidding. The first step is actually to chart your 5 major moves. So I need to credit this to Brandon Bouchard. which he's the author of High Performance Habits. If you've not heard of him, please go check out his book, High Performance Habits, and check out his website. You can listen to his whole book, his whole audiobook, which he narrates on Spotify for free. I mean, if you're paying for Spotify, that is. Or you can just pay shipping and get his physical book for free. There's no cost, and it's really a bang for your buck. I promise you, it's something that you are not gonna regret. So going back to the method, it's exactly what it sounds. You are plotting 5 major moves to push you closer to that goal to help you overcome a certain problem. Right, so let's say I wanted to find a job. So this is actually what I practically did. So first step, I'll write down 5 things. Step number 1 would of course be look for a job I like. Writing down potential jobs. Step number 2 would then to be finding those jobs. So go online and look for jobs. Sorry, let me correct this. This is more for like... Step number 3, maybe it's make a LinkedIn account. Step number 4, do my CV, and then 5th one is to actually apply. So this sounds very simple, but look, I just taken a very vague thing, find a job, and I've turned it into 5 actionable steps that I can slowly cross off and do one by one. And that will help me achieve my goal, which is to get the job. Let's look at another example. Alright, let's say we don't want to look at the job. Let's say we want to do fitness. So I do health. Okay, maybe it's lose weight. So if we take lose weight and we say what do we want to do, first one would be eat less food. Easiest way. Second one is do more exercise. Third one, maybe on top of eat less food, is to eat more healthy foods. Because it's not enough that you need to eat less food, you need to incorporate higher nutritional foods. So maybe 4th one, find someone to motivate me. Could be YouTube, could be whatever, friend. And then I would say take progress photos. So at least you know where you stand if you're taking progress photos, right? Again, this sounds very easy, it's common sense, but it is not common practice. And I want you to remember that the best solutions are not always the most complicated, so don't mind the fact that it's so simple. There's 2 more steps, that was the first one. The second one is to actually break down those 5 doable steps into 3 more actionable steps. So you take a very somewhat vague thing and you turn it into more actionable stuff. So eat less food, maybe restrict calorie intake, track foods I eat, and minimize junk food consumed in a day. I spell this wrong? American. Okay, second one. What would do more exercise be like? To do more exercise, maybe I would say find exercises I can do. Maybe running, maybe jogging, maybe swimming. Find time in my schedule to do them. And third one would be find exercises I like and try them. So maybe I like rock climbing, I'll do that more. So eat more healthier foods, what I mean. Find foods I like, find recipes of the foods I like. So maybe if I like chocolate, then I would want to have a healthier chocolate snack, you know? Something that's lower calories or something. It really doesn't matter what it is. Anyway, so find recipes of food I like, and maybe meal prep. Because if I go outside and eat, I'm gonna overeat or something, you know? Yeah, so this is basically all the steps. I'm going to fill this out very quickly, then we'll come back to it. So anyway, I just finished it up a bit. You can use this as reference, but the last 2 things I wrote was find someone to motivate me, these are the things I'm going to do. So set consequences is a big thing that you should do if you want to attain a goal. Like maybe pay your friend $50 if you don't reach it. Something like that. Anyway, 5th one, take progress photos, quite straightforward. If you want, you could go even deeper and write like, let's say, take it at the same time every 2 weeks. Then you write down like, oh, take it at Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. Something like that. It doesn't really matter. But as long as you're very specific about what steps you need to take to reach those goals, then it really just compounds up. It's like a pyramid. So the small steps make the bigger one, and then it meets the bigger one at the top, which is lose weight. I guarantee if you do this right, it's gonna be so easy to achieve any goal that you put your mind to, or even work on projects that you might need to. The great thing about these 5 steps is that it doesn't become a willy-nilly action, so you actually have a plan on working towards it. And the second thing that's great is that, let's say one part doesn't really work. Oh, I'm eating less, but I'm still gaining weight. Then you can realize, okay, what am I doing? Then you can analyze, and maybe you see like, oh, as much as I've limited my calories, I'm still eating junk food and I'm not exercising hard enough, something like that. So rather than fighting for your limitations by saying, oh, I'm just big bone, I can't lose weight, you actually can see now and fight against your limitations by seeing where is it limiting you. Is it the fact that you're not eating enough, or are you eating too much, or are you exercising too little? This plan is so simple and it works so well. A great example was recently my friend, which I'm doing coaching with. He was saying his house was very messy, and I asked him, what was stopping you from cleaning up your room? And he says, oh, it's so messy and he has no motivation to do it. So then I told him to break things down into 5 different steps. And the first one was like, pick things off the floor, clean the kitchen, vacuum the floor, mop the floor. We just broke down the whole plan of cleaning up the place into a more actionable step of cleaning certain areas. And after 2 weeks when I checked in, he said, yeah, he feels better. He feels like these things were more doable because it wasn't just one giant chunk of, oh, I need 3 hours to clean the whole house. It was like, oh, I can spend half an hour, clean the sink, clean the dishes, do my laundry, and then he could work on it maybe the next day. Oh, okay, now I want to mop the floor or I want to vacuum. So this is just one of the things that really helped one of my friends. There are other examples as well about how this has helped someone to be able to express better to their friends, as well as going through how they actually feel and processing different emotions. So again, this is so helpful. It's helped me with countless problems, and it's helped my friends as well, and it's something I just want to share with you. It might not be the solution to a very deep problem like this guy, where he says that he found out his 6-year-old daughter wasn't his biological child. Now that is a lot more serious than most of our problems, and I don't really have the qualifications to say what to do, but I'm pretty sure that even with this problem, if you implement what 5 steps you should do, maybe he could first figure out how he's feeling. Is he feeling angry? Is he feeling hurt? Second one is, okay, talk to someone about it. Counselor, a close friend, definitely not the wife because, yeah, it's not his child, but maybe he could go and see therapy. He could find a lawyer. He could do a few things, and then from those things break it down. It would take this whole situation and de-escalate it into a more manageable size. So anyway, I hope that you found this as helpful as I did when I first learned about it, and honestly, it's been helping me in my daily schedule. I would plan a schedule and I would write down certain things, and then I would break down those things like, oh, so let's say for this video, right, I said I'm gonna write a script and I'm gonna shoot the video. So first one was write down script. Second one was read through and review. Third one was then to film. So that made it so much easier. And then after film, because it's editing, but I chunked it out and I said, okay, I'm gonna edit tomorrow. So it's gonna be a day apart, but it doesn't matter because I've broken it down into such a way that it's more manageable for me, and I hope that you can do the same about it. So, oh, and the last thing before you go, I want to give you an exercise because I feel like this is something that is gonna change your life if you do it. It's gonna make things so much easier for you. So please do this exercise if you are serious about growth and you're serious about change. The exercise is to basically look at your schedule, look at your calendar, and see what projects you need coming up. Do you need to finish a big project? Do you need to talk to someone? Do you need to finish homework even? Look at it, take 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, look at it, write down what are 5 steps you can do and see if it makes a difference, because if you don't try this, you will never know how effective this is, and I promise you it will change your life if you do this. Yeah, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments down below and I'll be sure to answer as well. So let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos as well. What are you interested in? What should I check out as well? Different books, because I'm very interested in those things. So if you found value in this video, please like and consider subscribing, because if you want to see more content like this, liking and subscribing lets me know that, hey, you really enjoy this, and it pushes it out to people as well that could potentially see this, and hopefully it changes their lives. I'm very passionate about improving my life and making things so much better. So if you like that, come and join me, and I hope that I can add so much value to your life as well. So if that interests you, then please consider subscribing, because then you'll be able to see when I throw out a new video, and as well as joining me on the journey of self-improvement. Until next time, take care.